Last week, the Hawaii County Council voted to increase the Helion bus fares after hearing an earful from resistant riders at the West Hawaii Civic Center in Kona.
And I think raising the bus fares is really bad.
Councilwoman Brenda Ford was the only no vote on Bill 86, which raises the cost by $1 per one-way trip starting in July. That doubles the cost for regular riders to $2. It also ends free rides for students, seniors, and people with disabilities. The age for the senior discount will also be raised from 55 to 60.
I basically would love to see the bus to be free.
The vote came despite public testimony against the increase, much of it from Hilo and Pahoa, via teleconference.
And I know this is a fee, but this couldn't be more regressive. You're going after students, seniors, the disabled, the poor, the homeless.
The poorest of the county that depend on a bus system like this, ranging from students, disabled, retirees, anyone that takes the bus, are now going to be in jeopardy of not being able to afford the bus.
The 4th District Councilman, Gregor Iligan, voted in favor of the fee increase, and he's been a lightning rod for criticism from his constituents ever since. The video of his explanation to the voters, taken by Carrie Marks, got a lot of play on social media, and it drew some angry comments.
And to improve the bus services, we need something called money. Where are we going to get that funding?
We asked Iligan if he would care to elaborate on his decision a little more on Monday. He invited our camera to the council office in Pahoa for his explanation, set before a large map of his district.
We have a lot of riders in Puna that catches our mass transit, around 30 to 40%. And I felt that it was fair that we take on that challenge, because our mass transit system, just for a rider, costs approximately around $7 per rider, and if we raise it to $2, that means we're subsidizing $5 per rider, and to have a free service, that would be a great system. The only problem is, where are we going to get this money?
He indicated that the sprawling, underserved Hawaiian Paradise Park subdivision played heavily into his thinking.
If you look at the map, the bus currently goes into Hawaiian Paradise Park. And that's because, thanks to the help of the administration, especially our mayor and the director, Tiffany Kai, the bus now goes down Maku'u, across 16, and then up Paradise Drive. And that is currently a pilot program which was initiated in April 1st. So it's been going on for roughly around 2.5 months. That's one of the services that I was hoping to establish before anything else. And thank goodness that we got it. In 3.5 months from now, it might not be available because we don't have that funds. And I hope it stays on as a permanent route, and hopefully we can spread it to Kaloli and Shower.
The young councilman reflected on his own time spent riding the bus and the sort of people he saw using the service.
There's, I want to say, a diverse group of people. And $2 each way, I feel like we're not asking for much. If we were to take out the $2 and it would be free, currently I can't figure out where we would get the money, because to support the mass transit system right now, it's around $7 million, and just adding an extra $1 into the fare will get us $600,000 for the mass transit system.
To make matters worse, gone are the days of Senator Daniel Inouye finding millions of dollars for the island's bus system.
Yeah, it would be nice if the federal would subsidize us, and if we had the additional funds, I would totally go towards that end, where we make the bus system a free transit system. But currently, right now, we have to make some tough decisions. And not only our late senator has passed away, which was the biggest lobbying effort on this side of the state, the sequestration is also happening.
We asked Iligan about one particular piece of public testimony delivered by Kona resident Shannon Rudolph on the day of the vote.
Last time I was in on the other side, I picked up a young girl hitchhiking. She was 16 years old. It was just starting to get dark, and I said, "Why didn't you take the bus?" And she said, "I didn't have $1." And I couldn't, in good conscience, drop her off miles down the road on the highway with so many girls missing on this island over the years. I took her all the way down to the bottom of Paradise Park, out of my way, 6 miles, whatever it is, because I couldn't leave her there on the side of the road. And I know that there's a lot of young girls hitchhiking out there because they can't afford the bus. Come on, you guys.
Well, Shannon brought a story about picking up a young lady on the side of the road because she couldn't afford the $1 to catch the bus. And she mentioned that she lived in Hawaiian Paradise Park, but she lived all the way at the end. But she didn't want to drop the young lady off at the top of the highway and have her walk all the way down to the bottom of Hawaiian Paradise Park. So she ended up driving all the way down to the bottom. And what I wanted to point out at the meeting was that 2 months before, we didn't have even a bus route through Hawaiian Paradise Park. There was no services going into, bus services going to HPP. So if she did catch the bus, if she did have that $1, she still would have been dropped off at the top. And now, hopefully, if we do have enough money, I would love to see the bus route go all the way down and help those individuals who live there, because it goes down to 16. They still have to walk all the way down. Yeah. So what I was trying to point out with Shannon is that if she did catch the bus, she still would have to be dropped off at the top of Hawaiian Paradise Park and still had to walk all the way down to the bottom. So I just wanted to say, now if she did catch the bus, at least her commute is not as far. But what would be really reasonable is for her to not have to walk that far and be actually dropped off on the street she lives at. But we don't have the funding. And that's what we need to work on.
Which led Iligan to another point. He's hopeful he might be able to find a way to make the bus service in Puna more efficient.
I want to make sure that we are running this as efficient as possible. And one of the community development plan, the idea is to actually have a hub and spoke. And that's like having a hub in Pohoa and then a hub in Hilo, and having all different buses carry riders to the Pohoa town, and you would have a frequent ride between Hilo and Pohoa. So you would bring all the commuter ridership to Pohoa town, and they would catch the bus to go to Hilo and have that more frequent.
As opposed to what it is now. What is now?
Now it travels around in circles, and the times is not as frequent as we want it to be.
As the county struggles to maintain service at a fair cost to the rider, we asked Iligan if he thought all the recent criticism of his vote was fair.
We live in reality, so I accept everyone's opinion, no matter what they have to say about me. I want to make the best decision as I possibly can. And for me to do that, I have to look at both sides. I have to realize that there is a limited resource we have, and it can't pay for all the services that we dream of. So that's why I voted to increase the fare, to say it's time for us to take that accountability.
This is Big Island Video News for Tuesday, June 25th, 2013. I'm Stephanie Salazar.